You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot
That
Box.
is kicked off by, well, we're going to talk about the main event. Sean Strickland, Driscus du Plessis, like I said, 185 title. Sean's coming off of the upset of the year probably last year with the win against Israel Adesanya, a 50-45 or 49-46 across the board. He is fighting Driscus du Plessis, who has seemingly shocked not really shocked the world, but he just continually proves everybody wrong. He wasn't the favorite, I don't think, in the Derek Brunson fight, or if he was, I think he probably was, but definitely wasn't the favorite in the Robert Whitaker fight, and he shocked the world by just really putting it on Robbie Whitaker, and
that could have been one of the upsets of the year. It's
for
kind of
sure.
funny that they're both both have been counted out for a good part of their career. He was only minus 230 against Brunson. Looking back on it, I remember I think we might have both had money on him, and it got a little interesting. Same thing with the Till fight. We're like, yo, bro, how are you already tired? It's the first second round.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are two kind of awkward guys. I think Strickland is more technical, but even he has like a kind of awkward style, fight behind that Philly shell and just, big on movement and pace and cardio and volume. But even he, when he fights, he kind of looks a little awkward. So, and they're both weirdos. So I gotta love that.
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely.
Neither guy's from Canada. Sean just fought where did he fight? Just Australia. So he's going from Australia to Canada. So I guess they don't want to put him in the States. Either way, I think this is just setting up. I think they want to set up a Driscus and Izzy super fight, I guess, for the whole continent of Africa. I'm not sure if that's how that works, but that's what the angle that they're trying to push. And I can see Driscus winning. I mean, I think this is probably the best part of both of their careers. Sean's 32, Driscus is 30. I think they are pretty identical in height and reach. So it's really going to be close. I don't know. I guess I want to lean with Sean because he has the experience. He has the technicality, the technique, I should say. Great boxing, great cardio. I think he's going to have some openings to just really outpoint Driscus. But my question is, what happens when Driscus goes forward and gets his offense off? He hits so hard, it doesn't even seem like it. I mean, knocking out Robert Whitaker, basically starting off with a jab.
Yeah.
And we've seen what he does to other people, man. Strickland's he's had his chin checked multiple times, even though I think he does have a relatively good chin. Driscus is just awkward. That's the thing with him. He's very awkward. I don't even know how you game plan for him. I know Eric Nixick and those guys over there are the best. So if anybody has a plan, it's them. But there's just the awkwardness, the violent, powerful nature of Driscus. I think he's going to have the bigger, more impactful moments on the feet, also on the ground. I'd be very interested to see what happens if there is any clinch work, any wrestling, any grappling, because I think Driscus is, again, not the most technical, but he's super fucking strong, and he just gets it done. He goes for it. He cardio dumps a lot because of that.
Yeah.
That style, but
that's what worries me.
He still throws good volume.
Yeah.
I still think he does throw that good volume, but I don't know if that'll happen here against Sean. It's definitely not the right guy.
Because I don't know if he's really.
Yeah.
I mean, how many 5-rounders has this guy been in? If he's been in any.
Right. Who knows? I was thinking this fight might not go 5 rounds. I'm starting to think it might. I think it might just be a nip tuck affair.
Yeah.
Or it's just back and forth and back and forth. I'm not really sure, honestly. I mean, he's been in the 3rd round a bunch of times, but has he been in the 4th? Has he been in the 5th? Sean Strickland's been in main events where he's gone 25 minutes. I think he went 25 with Imavov, right? Cannonier, Hermanson. I don't know if he did with Uriah Hall. Yeah, he did. So he's been doing this for a while, man. He's been there, done that. 15-5 in the UFC, 6-0 for Driscus. Man, I want to go off the radar and go Driscus sub because I feel like he could really have some nice edge on the ground. I'm trying to look at the props now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't have a huge feel for this, so I'm just gonna lock it in now and then switch to you. I'm gonna go Driscus money line.
Okay. So for the people out there listening, the odds. We have Driscus is a slight underdog in some of these sites. He's a favorite on a couple of them, but mainly the underdog. It's really right down the middle. It's rare you see a line, especially for a main event that's this close. Strickland minus 125, 115. And you can get Driscus at around plus 105, minus 105. It bounces back and forth, but that is around where you're getting things at. If you think Driscus gets him out of there, you're going to get that at plus 265, 220. So in that neighborhood, in that range, not a bad number. Strickland is plus 200, 235. I don't like any of the finishing props or anything like that, especially when a fight is this close to even money on the money line. So I think you can, either way, you can, you're good to go. You can make money. I just worry. I think the later this fight goes, the better it is for Sean Strickland. I think that I don't really have a feel for who wins this fight, to be honest. That's where I struggle with having a solid pick or anything like that. I just don't know. Like they're the exact same size. 6'1", 76-inch reach. I mean, these guys are like you said, in the prime of their careers. They have, like Sean has come on as of late. He's won his last 3. And, he's now the champion of the world. He beat Israel Adesanya. He made it look easy. No one would have thought that would happen. So, like, it's really kind of who knows, sky's the limit sort of situation. Like, I really don't have a good read on it. But I got to make a pick, So I'm going to go Sean Strickland money line. The guy, I just have a feeling he's going to be able to outlast his defense. His pressure is going to make Driscus uncomfortable. And if Sean can get through, I would say, the first round, maybe 2 rounds, then I think he's going to kind of, not cruise, but he'll be able to kind of get comfortable and start to really get his offense off. So that is what I'm taking. I am taking Sean Strickland money line at around minus 110. So
I like it. We're on opposite sides. I was really thinking of playing a Driscus sub play, but Sean Strickland has great takedown defense. He hasn't been subbed before. I just have a weird feeling that something, this fight's gonna get real messy, real awkward, real sloppy, and I don't know, man. Driscus has. I liked how he got that choke against Darren Till, who's primarily a striker, kind of like Strickland. Big difference in fighter from Till to Strickland. I don't know, man. Something tells me about Strickland is, he's had a lot going on lately. It seems like he hasn't been all there. Right after he won the belt, he said he didn't even care about the title. That kind of makes me feel a little weary, when sometimes when guys finally get to the top, win the championship, they kind of falter. They kind of fall off after that. They've kind of accomplished what they wanted to, and now it's like, well, it goes downhill. It seems like from there. I'm not sure if that's really going to happen to Sean. I think he wants to stay on top, obviously, but I wonder how locked in, how dialed in he is. I think Driscus is 100% dialed in. I do worry about that cardio. That gives me a lot of pause. I feel like Sean could even get him out of there. But if it gets ugly, if it gets weird, I think I trust Driscus to maybe resort to wrestling or clinching or grabbing on and making something happen from there. Landing a big knee or a big elbow or a trip to a takedown. I don't know. I'm really considering a sub play, but
it's tough. It's tough to
it's probably just
it's hard to envision something that you really haven't seen. I mean, he's never been submitted before in his entire career. He's had 30 plus fights. How can you expect something like that to happen? So it's
I'll just stay with money line because I don't know.
Well, that's where I'm at. Like, it's a sort of situation where I don't know what's going to happen, and the odds are close enough where why not just take a shot on the money line and you can make money, no matter how it happens. I don't have a good read. I think, like I said, the easier or the best way for Driscus to win is to kind of establish his dominance early and really inflict some damage. If he doesn't get him out of there, just hurt him early and let him know that it's no joke, so that he kind of fights not scared but cautious the entire time. I mean, I've seen Sean Strickland had a 5-round main event against Uriah Hall, and that was one of the most boring fights. Now, Uriah Hall lost, but Uriah Hall let Sean Strickland know right away what was going on there, and he fought cautious and scared. Uriah Hall is a guy who doesn't, I mean, talk about lack of volume. He doesn't really throw much at all. So I think if, with DDP's just being able to cause chaos and making a fight ugly, I think that's his best way to win. Awkward, ugly, chaos. That is the recipe for a successful night for Driscus du Plessis. So, but I am going Sean Strickland. I think Strickland is going to be able to kind of keep him at bay. He has more experience in these 5-round affairs, especially the longer it stays standing, which I think it's going to. I think it suits Sean Strickland. So that is my bet. We're on either side, so this is tough. This is a tough start to the podcast, but I think it's only going to get better.
Somebody's got to win, right?
Yeah, somebody's got to win. I think we're going to be on the same side on this one, but I guess we'll see.
You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.